when you do something like this, pet grooming, it knows I'm looking for a pet groomer. It's going to bring up these businesses first that have an active business profile. Now, this is called a Google Business Profile, GPB. It used to be called Google My Business. It's called Google Business Profile. Now, if you don't have one of these, then it's very important you set one up. Helps with SEO locally. And if you do have one of these and you want to manage it, you just click on these dots up here, and then you go to Business Profile Manager. You can make changes to this if you want, but that's what that is. That's always going to show up first. Below that, then, going to be what we call organic search results. So you can see here that you've got local searches coming up. Now, local search, this is a good example, right? Local search is one of those directories. So remember I said people might use directories. So if I was to click on that, it's going to show me that what it's saying is the top 10 best dog grooming in Port Stephens. Now, Google is showing me that result because it thinks this is the most helpful for my search term. And it probably would be if I was looking for pet grooming. These are all the pet groomers that are near my house. And once again, you can see that that's Port Stephens, which is where I am. And you see this one is the best dog grooming in Nelson Bay. Once again, they've got position 1 and 2. And then you can see Pet Barn have got position 3. Now that's an organic result there. Okay, so 63,000 searches per day. These clicks, these here would get more clicks than any of the other rankings because those 3 are above this section here, which is called People Also Ask. There's some questions here. We'll come back to that shortly. And then you can see we had Pet Barn, we've got Pet Stock, Oz Grooming World, Bunnings, and then we've got, explore more, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see as I go down the page, more and more happen. Now, in this particular search, it's giving me pages. Sometimes you just get see more. I think it depends on the device that you're using or the browser or maybe your settings. But yeah, if you're on page 2, you're not likely to get many results. Now, this is what I would call a very high intent search, pet grooming, and you'd want to come up for that. Now, having said that though, sometimes people might put a different question in like this one here. How much do most dog groomers charge? So let's put that search in. You'll see what happens. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that I'm looking for a pet groomer. Maybe I'm thinking about becoming a pet groomer. Maybe I am a pet groomer, right? So this one has a different sort of intent to it. But Google knows that what I want really is I want some sort of pricing. Now, you can see this is a new thing that came in the last month. Is this AI overview. This is a new thing. And now these results here is coming from typically the top few Google SEO results. So it's still coming from your SEO, as you can see down here. It'll be coming from these here. And you can see it's actually got links. See these links? It's actually got links within that AI result that will link to where the information came from, which is interesting. So that's sort of what's coming up. But then you'll see that the first actual organic result here is homeguide.com, 2024 dog grooming price list, cost by breed and weight. Now, this is what's called a featured snippet. You don't pay for these. Once again, this is SEO, and you can see that it's giving me that information. Now, if I open that in a new tab, you'll get to see that this is a page on this person's website or HomeGuide's website that takes me through a comprehensive pricing listing, like very comprehensive. And so Google is giving me what it considers to be the most important or most helpful information based on my search. Now, why don't I do something different, like things that can go wrong when my dog is groomed. So once again, I'm going to get the overview, but then you're going to see I'm going to get different results, and you can see K9 to 5, they've got the top 10 most common dog grooming results. Now, I want you to notice this, by the way, 23rd of December 2020. Okay, so that article was written 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. So yeah, a month off, and it is ranking number 1. Okay, that is the power of really good SEO. And if we open that article up, let's have a quick look. And you can see that this is the top 10 most likely injuries for your dog when they're getting groomed. And they're not even in Australia. This is a US company by the looks of things. Not even in Australia. They've got number 1, and I'm seeing this number 1, right? So it's amazing that that's what's showing up. And that's, this is when you've got to think about what else are people typing in that are in your, and that's why I say it's good to know who your ideal customer is, because then you can go, well, what might they be typing in? What about something like grooming? Let's put pet grooming for anxious dog. There we go. So you'll see now, this one didn't get the AI result. Now it's actually got this result here for pooches at play.com. And it is a article. It's not sponsored. They haven't paid to be there. It's a featured snippet, and it's just a really good article. Now, this one was written in June 27, 24, so not that old. Might have been updated then. I don't know, but yeah, that's interesting to see. But it's quite, it's quite, when you do these searches, it's quite interesting to see what comes up. You see, here's one from December 2023, November 2022, and these are all on page one, right? So that gives you a bit of an insight into SEO.